The liner is NYX Deep Purple. Lined. The lipstick is a Milani Color Statement. Violet Volt. I have done a lip look on it before. This is Violet Volt. This is Violet Volt. Sit down. This coronavirus situation can go F a duck and just stop ruining everybody's life, okay? Work life, life. I don't even know how to start. I always come in glass half full, feeling glass half full. Positive vibes. Fifteen minutes into my morning, Queen of Darkness calls me on the phone. Good morning, Nancy. I just have a question. We already know this can't be good, right? By any chance, did you tell anybody that called recently into the office? Did you let them know like how many gloves are in a box and how many how many gloves are in a box? It's something else, but I remember the gloves in a box. I said no, because I don't even know that information. Oh, because the nurse said that she spoke to somebody, and that somebody stated that Nancy at the front desk informed her about the information. I said, well, no, nobody called at the front desk and my voice was already borderline, because you can't start the day like that. So I said, no, nobody called me at the front desk. Maybe somebody said my name, but no, I would have remembered if a caller, a patient or a caregiver called and asked me how many gloves are in a box. Okay, well, moving forward, we're not going to divulge that information. I said, oh, good, because I don't have that information. And then I chuckled just like that. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Click. This nurse, if you've been with me for a while, you know I've had run-ins with her before. And she always likes to go running and tattling, whether it be true or not, tattling to my supervisor about Nancy said, Nancy did. You know what? Any woman can sit at my front desk, answer the phone when I'm out to lunch, because it's always a woman that's covering me. Any one of them can say, if asked, by the way, what's your name? They can always say, oh, Nancy. They can always use my name. So I know I'm not addled just yet. I mean, I'm 55 years old, but my brain, I think, is still pretty much intact. I would remember if I told a caller just how many gloves are in a box and all this information that she was spouting out. No, it was not me. So You know what? I was so upset, so upset that when I slammed the phone down, the speaker went on, and I must have mumbled something. Thankfully, I didn't curse. I must have mumbled something. And then I realized, like you could tell when the speakers, when the speaker is on. And I fixed my phone. And somebody in the back called me and they said, Nancy, you're on speaker. I said, oh, okay, I fixed it. Thank Christ. I wasn't cursing. I mumbled something. I don't even remember. Because that's how upset. 15 minutes into the day, you want to start this conversation? Of blaming me for something that I didn't do? That was one. Two, half an hour into the day, that said nurse comes out and she said, Nancy, could you come into the HR department? I said, oh, okay. People, I know I didn't do anything wrong. So whatever you're talking about to anybody, prove it. As it turns out, she wanted me to come into the HR department with Alpha and other one and fourth one. Third one, because I think there's only 3 of them now. No, there's 4 of them. I think there's 4 of them. Anyway, Alpha and her crew in that department. Here comes the nurse passing out sheets. Phone calls have to be made. We have to call these people. There's a questionnaire that you have to follow. You have to ask them, all regarding this coronavirus shit. And you have to ask them how they are, and this isn't. And everybody's, okay, yeah, all right. I'm not smiling. My face is set. The way I started this video, I've been in that mood all day. So, okay, all right. Oh, and she wants, I don't know. I didn't even bother to look at how many names. There's a lot of them. As usual, 3 sheets for me. Each one, Alpha got a set, and so on and so forth. Everybody got a set. But they insist that the receptionist has to make phone calls while she's taking phone calls. But wait, it gets better. Oh, and if you can, finish a sheet per day, and by Friday, everything should be finished. I didn't say a word. So, meeting adjourned. I went back to the front desk. I look in my emails, and I see, like, people constantly keep, I said, what the fuck is going on here? I'm getting email after email after email. There were 6 people out today, and 3 of those people have decided that they're going to work from home. So the coordinators department is working on a skeleton crew, and all of these people, whether the coordinators were here in the office or at home, are emailing me. Their clients are so afraid to leave their houses now that they want materials mailed to them. And we're talking boxes about yay high, about yay thick, of gloves. They want gloves mailed to them. They want bottles of soap mailed to them. They want timesheets of all kinds mailed to them. So everybody, because Queen of Darkness must have had a meeting without me present, telling everybody, all the coordinators, oh, if you need materials mailed to your aides, send Nancy all the information and she'll package them up and, and what's his name? I forgot his name. Is going to mail them out, but I have to package them. It's like it's like gift wrapping. The gift wrapping department during Christmas time? That was me all day. And I'm looking at this list that this bitch wants me to make phone calls of. I made some phone calls, but from the morning until it was time for me to leave, I've been packaging. And the emails are this. Nancy, said aide wants four large gloves, 4 small gloves, and 4 medium gloves. Sent to said address. So imagine that times 80. Because each coordinator, they don't send out the materials anymore. It's Nancy that has to send out the materials. So the more I'm finishing, the more they're coming. So-and-so wants such and such timesheets. So-and-so wants 2 bottles of soap. So-and-so wants 4 gloves. So I left today. I left at 5 and the emails were still coming. Kiss my black ass. Kiss my black ass. And you want me to make phone calls while I'm taking phone calls, while aides are coming in asking questions, this, that, and the other? You want me to make phone calls? You can kiss my black ass too. They'll be made. Oh, don't get it twisted. I did make a few phone calls during the afternoon after lunch because it was quiet then. And I had finally caught up with the slew of emails that I had. I finally caught up. But it's like a roller coaster. Action starts at around, when it really gets frantic in the morning, it starts around 10:30 into the 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock hour. But by 12 o'clock, I'm going to lunch. So I don't give a rat's ass. It's when I come back that I see a slew of emails. Send such and such, and here's the funny, and I mean, I even had to laugh. This nurse wants me to make phone calls, but then why are you sending me emails to send out gloves? You want me to make phone calls, but you want me to send out gloves too? And I'm also answering phone calls, and I'm also talking to people walking into the office, but you want me to make phone calls? Bitch. So I was this way all day. All day. And the guy who's the I really hate to call him a custodian, but that's what he is. He really is. The custodian, we get along famously because he works 10 times harder. I may work 5 times harder. He works 10 times harder because he has to whip out all the supplies. And I mean, he does so much in the office. It's not even funny. I swear, if he goes on vacation or if he calls out sick even for a day, this place is going to shut down. Speaking of shutting down, we got an email from the corporate office. Basically, if you read in between the lines, which I do, and I did, this email was basically sent by somebody in corporate who must have been bombarded with phone calls of, are we closing the office? Are we closing the office? Can we work from home? Are we closing the office? So a mass email went out from the corporate office, which basically said, this office is not shutting down for anything unless a governmental You know, if the government gets involved and says we all have to go home, that's the only time we're going to shut down. So stop asking. That is the bottom line of this email. You know, we're the backbone of the AIDS and flowery language. Basically, if you read in between the lines, that's what you're gonna get, which was the email. The only time we will shut down the office is if the government steps in and tells us that we can no longer work, that everybody must go home, and this. Other than that, we are the backbone of the company, and we are the backbone of the AIDS, and we have to be available for them whenever. When I read that, I said, "Oh, I definitely got into the wrong business. I definitely got into the wrong job on this one," because every morning I always wake up with hope. Well, before this email, I always woke up with hope that I would get like an alert on my phone or whatever stating that you don't have to come in. Everybody I know, friends, family, they are all on lockdown. Oh no. That's why it's deserted as hell when I have to drive at 7:30 in the morning to get to work by 8. There is not car one on the road. And occasional. I don't see buses running. I don't see cars running. I don't see people walking in the street. It's freaky. It's just a little eerie. Oh no, I gotta be there. So I stopped all my work at 4:55. I can forget having fun on my phone. I just leave my phone in my bag. Because the only time you're going to take out your phone is when you go to lunch. And I watch a couple of videos in my car while I'm having lunch. And then that's it. After that, put the phone right back in your bag because you're not going to have time to take it out. There are too many packages to send out. And these aides don't give a damn. And I almost had a little run-in with one of the people in the payroll department. Miss Third Wheel, that one. She sends me an email. Such and such needs X amount of gloves. Okay. But everybody else who's been sending me information about sending gloves, they give me the name, they give me the address, and they give me the information as to how many gloves that aide needs. This chick just sends me an email, name, and how many gloves. So I write her back. And I said, could you possibly just could you send me the address? Because everybody else is doing exactly the same thing that she's doing, except you being cheap about it. But you want me to send out these materials for you. The least you could do is give me the address. Or you just give me the name of the person. I don't have time to look the name up and send it. Everybody else is at least meeting me halfway. You decide, oh no. So I sent her an email. No, I did send her. I sent her an email. Could you please give me the address? She sends back an email. It's in the system. So I called her immediately. And I said, fourth one. All I'm asking, I will mail out the materials that you want me to mail to this person. All I'm asking is the address. Well, it's in the system, Nancy. Yeah, but everybody else is sending me materials that they want mailed out, and they have the time to look up the information for me. Oh, well, we all have things to do. I said, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. Thank you very much. And I hung up. And I hung the phone up. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. She must have been mumbling, or Queen of Darkness must have heard me. Because right at that time, somebody from the payroll department came to cover for me for lunch. I'm walking to the ladies' room, and to get to the ladies' room, you have to pass Queen of Darkness's office, which her door was miraculously open all day. It's normally closed. I passed the door, and I just happened to look in, and that third wheel was in the office. I don't know if she was being called or whatever. I go to lunch. I come back. I look through the slew of emails, and I see one from that chick. Third wheel. I'm sorry that I was so short with you, but we're all so stressed out, blah blah. Like you sending me an apology email? Queen of Darkness must have put a fire under her ass and must have either heard her mumbling about me or whatever. Here's the thing. I rarely have anything to do with you. So if I'm asking you to do this one thing for me because you want me to mail out materials for your aid, or the people that you deal with, either way, you want me to send out materials. All I'm asking is, could you just send me the address? Because I'm not going to have time to look up the address, get the materials, my phone's ringing, people coming to just meet me halfway. Just meet me halfway. I'm not asking you. I didn't say I couldn't do it. I'm just asking you to meet me halfway. But you want to be cute, and you want to be, well, your ass was burnt in Queen of Darkness's office now, wasn't it? Because as soon as I came back, I seen an email from her regarding the whole situation. Oh, I'm so sorry. You apologizing? You were so firm in the way you were feeling. We all have things to do, and this. What happened to that? What happened to that voice? Because that's not the voice I got. After lunch, it quieted down a little bit. I had time to make 5. No, I made more than 5 phone calls, but there were a lot of no answers, like people weren't home. This material of the coronavirus and this survey, it's a basically 4-question survey that we have to call these people about, as if they've got nothing better to do. Well, I guess you don't have anything better to do because we all on lockdown. Well, some of us are on lockdown. So I managed to get through to 5 people. At about 4:45, I went to the nurse and I gave her the 5. And I said, that's all I can get through today because, oh, that's all you, I said, yes, because you and a lot of other people are sending me materials to mail out, and I have to take the time to do that. And it's not just one email. I'm getting bombarded. Oh, well, we have to get through these. And I said, well, I'm doing the best I can. I did 5. Oh, well, if by Friday you're not done, we're going to have to split your list. I said, okay. And I said, do you want the 5? Oh no, hold everything together because I am such a mess. I'm so scatterbrained sometimes. I may misplace your. I said, oh, okay, I'll hold it at the front desk. I'll try to do more tomorrow. I wasn't smiling. I wasn't keying with her, with that one. No, she's throwing me under the bus One too many times, unnecessarily. So no, I'll get to the phone calls when I get to the phone calls. But 1,001 emails are waiting for me, and packages need to be packaged up and sent out. So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to send out? And this is including Queen of Darkness, who's been CC'd on all the emails and everything. So every time I respond with, I only respond with one word, done. They send me the information, and as soon as I package it up, done, and off I go. So she's CC'd on almost every single one of them. So she knows the amount of these emails that I'm getting. So, boo boo, don't say nothing to me about the phone calls. Another thing, after lunch, she came to me, Queen of Darkness did, and she said, "So, how's it going?" I said, "Oh, I'm sending out packages like crazy." And the packages, it overflowed into two baskets, two bins. So she knew, she saw. You can't be blind. You saw all the packages that I've been doing. And I said, "Well, as for the nurses' phone calls, I don't think I'll be able to get to them because I'm bombarded with packages that have to be sent out." And she was like, "Well, just do the best you can." And off she went. Bitch, you know the amount of work I'm getting, and you want me to make phone calls? How many hands do I have, people? I have two, right? I have two hands. How many ears do I have? I have two. Okay. How many eyes do I have? I have two. Well, four. But you know what I'm saying. So where do you expect me to get the extra hands and the extra ears so I can, if you want me to package, talk to people, answer the phones, and you want me to make phone calls too? I need an extra set of limbs of some sort. What would you like me to do with that? And we still have 2 more days to go. It wouldn't be so bad if work was spread out, because I've often come on here and said, "Oh my God, I didn't really do anything. I was on my phone all day." During those days, there really shouldn't be a day where I'm on my phone all day. I should be having something to do. Why are we squishing everything that needs to be done in one day? Coronavirus or no coronavirus, especially with the nurse. You, along with Queen of Darkness, are sending me materials to mail out. But you also want me to make phone calls. But you also want me to answer the phones. But you also want me to talk to people as they're coming in. And then when the phone calls that you want me to make aren't at the rate and speed that you want them done, you're gonna get upset. You're gonna have a little attitude. And people, when I tell you I am doing the best I can, but when I come to work and I've got 50 emails waiting for me already, because I leave at 5. Not everybody leaves at 5. So they're constantly, "Nancy, can you send? Nancy, can you send?" And by the time I come in tomorrow morning, God only knows how many emails I'll be walking into. But there's still that list of phone calls that you want me to make, right? This coronavirus is biting everybody in the ass. And personally, I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. I'm sick of it. Because had this not been the case, no, you know what? I can't even say that. I was going to say, had it not been the case of the whole coronavirus thing, I wouldn't be bombarded. No, I take that back, because I know for a fact, people have told me, the coordinators told me, everybody's told me, Queen of Darkness is the one that told everybody to email you and send out packages. There was even an email today from Queen of Darkness. And in one of the sentences, and Nancy will send out the packages for you. So you already know. And it wasn't 2 bins today. It was 3. 3 bins of things that had to be mailed out, that the custodian has to take to the mail box, to the post office. Oh, he has to take them to the post office. And Queen of Darkness sees them. She sees the amount of shit. She sees it. And I already told her, well, I don't know how I'm going to get to these phone calls because I've got all of these to send out. She automatically turned a deaf ear on that one and walked away. Three down and 2 more to go, people. We still have 2 more days. We still have 2 more days of this week to go. So you can understand why the video started the way it did. Because when I tell you I was talking in tongues in my Jeep to myself as I was driving home, this madness, it's complete madness. What irks me the most is there are coordinators that have decided to work from home, but they know my email address just fine, because you're constantly patient such and such would like 8 boxes, 4 large, 4 small, to be mailed to. So I have to sit there and write 8 times the same address on these bags that I have to shove these gloves into, and then scotch tape them all nice and neat and put them. Okay. So you can expect tomorrow and Friday to be the same way. Friday should be a doozy, because Friday is when Nurse Ratchet expects the list to be done. Good luck with that. I'll get to it when I get to it. Don't forget, you're sending me stuff to mail out too. So how do you expect me to do all of that? To juggle all of these responsibilities in the air? Because I didn't realize that I was hired to be a juggler. I thought I was hired to be a receptionist. And when I mean receptionist, I mean sit there and receive phone calls, not make phone calls, receive phone calls and talk to people that are coming in, and, you know, occasionally with the paperwork. But you want me to throw in making phone calls as well. I'm not even worried about it. Because Queen of Darkness, she might have turned a blind eye to the amount of packages that I was doing all day, but you cannot ignore. You cannot ignore it. And the custodian can tell you, because he's the one that has to take them to the mail, to the post office. So that's just that with that upon that. And that is my day. Okay, we are well over half an hour, but I wanted to share with you my day. And that is today. I'm sure there'll be more of it tomorrow and Friday. Okay, people. So that is that. With that upon that, that was my day. Fuck coronavirus. There, I said it. All right. I love you. I love my YouTube family. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. And I will talk to you tomorrow. People, be careful. Stay safe. And if you even start to think about complaining about being home and you're climbing the walls, just think of me just for a little bit. Just think of me just a little bit. Because I can't climb the walls with you. Okay? I love you. Bye now.